Jump off that exhausting hamster wheel and into balanced living with Dr. Marissa.
Promise you joy in the mystery.
Dr. Marissa, also known as the Asian Oprah. Her mission, to be a beneficial presence on the planet. Her purpose, to be your personal advocate to live, laugh, love, learn. Her life motto, don't die wondering. Take back your life with Dr. Marissa Pay.
And welcome. You are tuned into Take My Advice. I'm not using it. Get balanced with Dr. Marissa, the morning show here on NBC News, CNBC News, and NBC Sports radio station KCAA, AM 1050, FM 102.3, FM 106.5, and streaming everywhere. iHeartRadio, Spotify, Stitcher, Amazon Music, Audible, iTunes, and more. I'm Dr. Marissa, your hashtag positively opinionated host. Welcome back. This is Monday, January 10th, and it is an exciting day because the deliciousness of life have two of my favorite things. One is it's National Day of Oyster Rockefeller. Those of you who have not tried it, today is your opportunity, as well as dark chocolate. It's National Bittersweet Chocolate Day. So for the deliciousness of life, you have my permission to have both of those tasty treats. As well, it is National Clean Your Desk Day. And I wanted to bring up National Clean Your Desk Day because it is part of my Happy 88 tip for you today on Monday. Mondays are probably the most difficult day for people because it usually symbolizes having to go to work or doing something that they really don't want to do. Those of you might remember, I actually did a series every Monday morning at 10 called Monday's the New Friday. And I tried to get you to drink my rose-colored Kool-Aid and be excited about Mondays. That was before the pandemic. Now, thanks to the pandemic, there are record numbers of people who are feeling worse and worse and slipping into extreme sadness, which can lead to depression if we don't begin to learn how to self-care. So today's tip is National Clean Your Desk Day. Now, I don't mean you have to actually clean out your desk, but if you have a drawer in your bathroom that you throw everything in, or maybe in the kitchen, or maybe you haven't taken a shower in a little bit, or maybe you haven't washed your sheets, or maybe you haven't done the dishes, I can tell you that if you take one step today, just to do one thing that gives you a little sense of celebration in either the way you look or the way you feel or the way your surroundings feel, that it will begin to lift your spirits. Maybe not a whole lot, but I know that this has worked for so many of my life balance coaching clients. It's worked for me. When I don't feel like doing something, I use my gospel according to Nike and just do it anyway. So today's Happy 88 tip is to do something like clean up your desk, okay? Give it a try. And then tomorrow, I'll give you another tip. So we can make it through this pandemic together in one self-care, self-love, and acting on our own behalf. Because truly, that is something that we're not necessarily taught in school or maybe even by our families. But it's never too late to feel good about yourself, about your life, and about people, places, and things around you. So let's just start with something like your drawer. Okay? Okay. And today I'm delighted to bring you one of my favorite guests. She has been on another 4 or 5 times, I believe. And the great news is she's coming on again. She's coming back from Japan to the States to perform at the Cerritos Center for Performing Arts. And guess who has 10 free pairs of tickets? That's right. I got a note from her PR and a nice little text from her. And I am delighted to tell you that today will be the first of 10 occasions where I'm going to be giving you a pair of tickets to see Keiko Matsui at the Cerritos Performing Arts Center. That is February 25th. So if you'd like to know how to win that pair of tickets for my Asian Oprah giveaway, then you'll have to listen to the end of the show and I'll let you know then. I know it's not fair, but I promise you'll enjoy the interview. And to give you some context, how wonderful of an offer this is, I'm playing her very first interview with me, where we discovered that we have not one, not two, not even 20 things in common. Our count is now up to 33 things in common. So this is what happens when I get to go to the Long Beach Jazz Festival and interview people on the red carpet backstage. So when we come back, my spotlight interview with Keiko Matsui. So keep it here on Take My Advice. I'm not using it. Get balanced with Dr. Marissa, the morning show here on KCAA, the station that leaves no listener behind.
Take back your life with Dr. Marissa Pay.
And we're back. You're tuned in to Take My Advice. I'm not using it. Get balanced with Dr. Marissa, the morning show here on KCAA, NBC News Radio, AM 1050, FM 102.3, FM 106.5, and streaming everywhere, including my YouTube channel, where if you free subscribe, you will get an alert at 8 a.m. every weekday morning when a new show drops, as well as watch my new short film, PPP, Post-Pandemic Possibilities, that just got a laurel. It got selected for the Bite Size Film Festival. I'm grateful for that. First-time filmmaker. I just love hashtag COVID silver linings. Gave me time to try things that I never thought I had time for. And you'll also get my red carpet playlist with interviews with, the ones that I've been showing that you've been liking on my social media. I just posted my John Travolta and Halle Berry interview on both TikTok and Instagram at Doc Balance. And I got a lot of love there. So, and as promised, we're going to go straight to my first interview with Keiko Matsui, where you get to witness how we became twin sisters. Enjoy.
No accident. It's all the stars aligned. I just found out that she's a Leo like I am too. And I'm so, so blessed. Keiko Matsui. And I know I've had my Facebook's been on fire. Everybody's been saying, I love Keiko Matsui. I've always loved her music. She's a Japanese keyboardist and composer specializing in smooth jazz, jazz fusion, and new age music. Her career spans almost 4 decades, during which time she's not that old, 20 CDs in addition to various compilations, and has hit the Billboard charts too many times to list. Her name means lucky and blessed child in Japanese, respectful child, and we are lucky to have her in the studio today. Please welcome Keiko Matsui.
Oh, thank you so much. Good morning. So happy to be here.
And so happy to have you.
Oh, thank you. And so excited to discover you are Leo too.
Yes, I know. We had that connection back in 2006. I met you on a jazz cruise when I was dating someone I won't talk about, but the owner of Jazz Cruise Lines. And one of the benefits of that, definitely, I don't miss him so much, but I definitely miss the caliber of people that I got to meet.
So happy to renew union here
Yes.
and this special program. Thank you for having me here.
Absolutely. You
Thank
are
you.
definitely a great example of the kind of guest that I like to have, because not only are you extremely talented and in, I was thinking about this driving in. It's one thing to be a musician and to be really, really good at art and craft and to express yourself through song. singing, you have the benefit of the words.
Right.
So you're actually expressing through words, and it touches your heart. I love the fact that you can make people cry with your music that has there are no words. I mean, you get to just fly. What is it like to play? And I watch you when you're playing. You are in your music. You're immersed. It's like you're taking a bath in your music. What does that feel like?
When I hit the keys, I don't think anything about it. Just I become nothing and just concentration. And then I feel that I'm the between, kind of like something above and from the earth, I'm the between. So it is very mystic progress.
Yes.
And just without me thinking, just I express like everything is transported to my notes and enhanced the body of the piano through the body of the piano. And it's reflection like mirror, and it has my passion and sometimes like happiness or everything. Mean I don't compose with a concept, or I don't think about anything when I compose, but somehow the result, I feel that my emotions, experience, everything is there.
Right.
And even good thing or bad thing,
Right.
happiness to sorrow, and many, many elements of the emotion as a human being.
Right.
So I
Right.
feel that, wow, just I become nothing and dedicating everything from me.
Beautiful. Now, how old were you when you started playing the keyboards?
About 5 years old.
Wow. And was it your idea or your mom's idea?
My mom's, of course. My mom is a traditional Japanese dance teacher. So she wanted me to, she is Leo too, actually.
Is she? Uh-oh.
July 24th. Another strong woman. But
Yes.
She wanted me to take the dance lessons. But I didn't show any interest.
Okay.
So she took me to piano lesson, which is very common.
Right.
Piano or like ballet or that kind of thing.
Yes.
So
Yeah.
she took me there, and then just I loved it. And she never told me that practice.
She didn't have to tell you to practice.
Didn't have to.
Okay.
I was a good child.
Good. Yeah, it sounds like you were a very good child. You lived up to your name, right?
Yeah, right.
Yeah, yeah.
I thank mom that this Chinese character, Kay, is very special one, and I loved it.
That's wonderful.
My name.
That's wonderful. So a peace shout out to Mom. Thank you very much, Mom, for encouraging her to stay with her art. So you played from the age of 5. When did you start composing?
Composing was like during elementary school era. So like writing diary. Instead of that, I started making writing song. Very small, tiny thing. And when I saw beautiful nature or some special event I had, then as a memory, I wrote.
Beautiful.
Tiny songs.
Beautiful. Now, besides your mom, anyone else encourage you? Like, this is what you need to do? I tell my listeners all the time, every single person on the planet, all 7.3 billion of us, have a unique talent, gift, and ability.
Right.
And it would be wonderful if everybody was encouraged that way, but we're not. So it's time for us to encourage ourselves. But I'm curious, who encouraged people along the way to get to where you are?
Wow. I met so many people, of course. But at the beginning of my child era, I was interested in everything and curious to everything. And I never thought about becoming a professional musician. So I took piano lessons. But besides that, I was very active, like playing outside and fighting against bad boys. I fight for
I
fairness.
still do that.
Yeah, you do that. So I think I'm doing that. But
we're going out after the concert on Friday.
Yes. So lots of things. I did chairman for the student community, and also that I did I did a soccer game, I mean a football. I
Okay.
took among all boys. I was in the in the team.
Yes.
And also many things. And at the same time, I did some composing for the musical at the elementary school
Okay.
for my class to
So
do it.
you follow my life motto, which
Really?
is don't die wondering, right? You only live once, you know, and why can't we do it all, right?
Yeah.
So-
So nobody really forced to me, but some good influence from my friend sometime or my guru and or sometime calligraphy teacher in the mountain when I was lived in Hiroshima.
Okay.
I loved it to draw the Japanese with the brush
Calligraphy.
calligraphy.
You can do that too?
Yes, that's why I did it in the cruise ship too.
Oh.
But while I was writing, I just sit there for 2-3 hours until my mom came to me and you should go back and dinner time. So that much, I just like the silence from that era too.
Beautiful. And if you're just tuned in and you're wondering who my fabulous guest is today, it is the world-renowned keyboard #1 in my mind, and I'm sure on the Billboard, a jazz composer and pianist and keyboardist. You play an interesting guitar-ish keyboard that I saw at the Long Beach Jazz Festival, Keiko Matsui, and she's here to share just a little bit of the inside story of her, her music. And did you ever think of not doing what you're doing? Were you ever discouraged or, because, traditionally they say artists, to make a living as an artist or a musician is not an easy thing.
Right.
So was there ever a time that you thought maybe this wasn't for you or you always knew?
Actually, until I really, where to start? My dad was saying that I don't want Keiko to do music to make a living because he knew it's hard.
Yes.
So, but he was happy. He's already in heaven.
Yes.
But he was happy. He is happy if I'm happy.
Yes.
So they were really supportive. And maybe when I started my career as Keiko Matsui, and still I was thinking maybe someday I'm gonna stop because, like my mom was concentrating on as only mother and a wife. And that era I was married, and when I had a first baby, I was thinking maybe I want to stay with baby all the time like my mom did. So that right before the last show, before the baby birth, I didn't tell anyone, but I was performing and a sold out show. And I was thinking, oh, maybe this is the last concert or something. And then after the show, the ladies, like you, I mean, a very energetic lady.
Yes.
3 of them showed up to me and they just said, don't stop. And another lady, older lady, she was in tears and she held my hand and thank you so much for beautiful thing. So then I was kind of shocked. Wow, they read my mind.
Yes, there's
and
your
then,
answer.
Since then, I felt, oh my gosh, I am so fortunate to deliver this music from the stage and surrounded by these great fans. And I was thinking to quit and I really felt bad.
Right.
And since then, I feel, I'm healthy and I can travel with music and I have a responsibility because I received the songs.
Yes.
So I had to deliver it. Since then, I really started feeling like, okay, I should keep doing it.
Yes. Yes, absolutely. Yeah, I'm getting a little teary because exactly what she said, what you said about your dad was exactly my dad.
Oh, really?
He said the exact same thing. You know, I was either go PhD or music because I made my way through grad school singing as a lounge lizard. And a lot of people don't know that. But my dad flew from Canada and said, darling, you've always wanted a PhD and it's, you're good, but you're not that good. So you can always come back to it. And he's in heaven now too.
Oh,
So
really?
your dad and my dad, another thing in common.
And I know he is very happy for me now.
Yes, mine too. Mine too.
Yay.
Yay. Yay. They probably set this up, huh?
Maybe.
That's what I'm thinking.
Maybe so. I think they're here now.
Yeah,
Oh my
absolutely.
gosh.
Absolutely. So what would you say some major life events that shaped you and your music? So milestones, important, might have been, well, obviously the woman who came and grabbed your hand, and that's one. Any other milestones that you can share with us to encourage us?
Wow.
Do you ever get nervous before you go on?
Actually, no.
Yeah.
Like we do prayer before the show. So we
like I
hold
did.
hand and we hum. Like I actually that was taught by the Huma Sekela from South Africa. When I invited him to join our tour, and he told us it's called potoji in his words, and maybe South African thing.
Yes.
But potoji, and we hum and pray, just put our mind together and take breath. And that was perfect. Since then, I'm doing that. But when I hit notes, always I don't
You don't
get
feel
nervous.
like, yeah. Because you said we both know that we're channels, right?
Yes.
That's our job,
Right.
or the flashlight or the bridge or whatever that is.
Right. I
Yeah.
think we're musician or doctor that we have some role.
Yeah.
And I feel this is a mission.
Yeah.
And we just deliver the light.
Yes. Yeah. Beautiful. And you just got back from Tokyo, and I just got my own signed copy. You were live in Tokyo. What were your favorite parts of that tour?
Well, that was like my highlight chapter of my life.
Wow. So
And,
there's your milestone.
Yeah. And more than 25 years, I have been touring all over the world with my music. And this one has captured my most current, my energy, my look, and everything. And I invited a special guest, Chuck Love and Kirk Whalum, with my family on the road, my band. So it was like end of the Soul Quest World Tour.
Wow.
So this is one of my highlights.
Absolutely.
And at the same time, when I finished this show, I felt, okay, completed. And the next quest,
Yes.
next chapter, I have to move on.
Yeah. And what is that going to look like? Have any ideas so far?
Yes, so that's why I'm putting together this acoustic band.
Yes.
And now I'm start really moving forward with them and start touring next year.
Yes. And you're kicking it off, I think, right? This
Yes.
Friday.
Yes.
So this Friday, Keiko and two artists who
Cerritos Puerto on bass, acoustic bass, and Jimmy Brownlee, the percussionist and the drummer. They are from Cuba, and amazing talent, and they were sweet, beautiful.
and
Of course, there is my melodies, but in different form and different energy. And every time, every moment we perform together, it's like miracle.
Yes.
And we experience so much emotions.
yes. At the Long Beach Jazz Festival, it was a whole lot more than that. But they're one of my clients, so it's still like really, really, really affordable. But it was just absolutely wonderful seeing you this summer, and that's my birthday weekend. They put on the Jazz Festival in Long Beach just for my birthday every single year.
That's gorgeous present for you.
Isn't
Wow.
it? And definitely a highlight going backstage and revisiting with you.
That's great. Yeah.
And there's more of that delightful interview with Keiko when we come back here on Take My Advice. I'm not using it. Get balanced with Dr. Marissa, the morning show here on KCAA, the station that leaves no listener behind.
back your life with Dr. Marissa Pei.
And we're back. You're tuned in to Take My Advice. I'm not using it. Get Balance with Dr. Marissa, the morning show here on CNBC, NBC News, and NBC Sports radio station KCAA, AM 1050, FM 102.3, FM 106.5, and streaming everywhere. iHeartRadio, Spotify, Stitcher, Audible, Amazon Music, iTunes. Wow, I made it through all the way that time and more. And continuing on with Keiko Matsui. Enjoy.
At what point, and this is one of the reasons I don't usually have musicians on because it's talk radio, but I wanted you on because you are a musician who uses her music to bring awareness to different areas of pain around the planet to help heal it with your consciousness, with the music and financial contributions or highlighting that. So when did that become, I have to do that? Because not all musicians do that. I think that many musicians, they want to make a lot of money, and now it's becoming more popular to actually have a cause. But I love the fact that you were doing this a long time. Tell me, what happened?
Yes, very naturally that happened, and because of I was performing from the stage, and several organization approached to my record label. That was management. That was first. And I think the first one was like breast cancer awareness. And because I felt that I'm healthy and a mother of two girls and traveling with music. And so I just want to give something back through the music. And I was thinking that. And
hold on one second. I have two girls too.
Oh my gosh. Really?
This is like weird. I'm like, I know, because
God.
somebody said when they saw a picture of you and I that they thought we looked like sisters, and now it's like weird.
So
weird.
we are soulmate, and
Yes.
maybe we were twins.
Maybe
In
another
planet or
How old
another-
are your girls?
They are over 20 now.
Oh, okay, mine are a little young. Mine are 16 and 18.
Little one is
So-
20 now.
Okay, so not too much further. This is
Right.
weird. Okay, sorry.
Okay.
I interrupted you, but I just had to say that. It's like getting weirder.
Yeah, right. Oh my gosh.
I know, my fingers are tingling.
Yeah, me
okay,
too.
so they approached you, the record label.
Yes. So, and the first one was about breast cancer. And when I learned about the more statistics, and when I feel that really I can deliver music and will reach to something. So I accepted that opportunity.
Yes.
And I made a little mini album, and I spoke about how much it's front of doctor. I'm sorry.
No.
How much the early detection is. Early
Yes.
checkup is important.
Yes,
So
yes,
that kind
yes.
of thing. And also I lost my elementary school friend. She was 30, and because of the breast cancer. So I felt lots of reasons. So I started doing that. Then since then, whenever I heard something special codes, and I feel really, okay, this is important, then I dedicated my music. Sometimes dedicated my song for the charity or did a tour for awareness, and many, many things happen.
Yes. And when I was doing my research, I found another synchronous connection. So you did one for the astronauts that were lost in the Challenger. And the guy that you did the concert with, who put words to your drop of water, is actually someone I've never met him, but he's very big in my spiritual community at Agape, Carl Anderson.
And Carl Anderson, yes, he is great.
Yes,
Spirit and human being, and he's there, up there
with dads,
with dads, yes. And actually, that was great meeting him. That was my first album, the title track, "A Drop of Water," and the lyricist Jeff Day and he's up there already too.
Right.
But the way he put together was the words, lyric includes very spiritually, like looking the earth from the universe. And when Carl Anderson sang that song,
Right.
he dedicated to Dr. Ron McNair.
Yes, who was
Yeah.
one of the astronauts.
Right.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
And that was very deep, spiritual. Became great song.
Yes.
And of
Very
course,
powerful.
Derek Nakamoto is here, and he helped this recording too. And
Oh, I didn't know that.
yeah, I mean,
there's another
He's been supporting my career for all the time.
your whole career.
Yes.
Wow,
Yes.
that's beautiful. Yes, you can't see him; he's not on camera. He didn't want to be on camera, but xie xie in Chinese for the work that you do supporting Keiko, Derek, and arigato in Japanese. That's the only Japanese I know.
Yeah, it's great.
Yeah,
Yes.
that's a beautiful thing.
very-
And so, and you also did some work with the tsunami,
Tsunami, yes.
right? The one in
Yes. Tohoku, we had a tragedy by tsunami and also radiation problem in Fukushima. And right after that, I felt that I want to dedicate something. Then I received the song called, I received the melodies, and I named it called Hikari. And subtitle is To the Soul Who Depart This Earth, and To the Soul Who Stayed on This Earth and Supporting Each Other.
beautiful.
And so I made that. And that was March 11th. And actually, one more kind of impression, I mean, a big memory in my life was after 9/11.
Yes.
And actually, the artist Dave Coles and the radio station did a big prayer event at the Staples in LA. And that day, I flew from Japan for just only one show. And then Stevie Wonder was there, Patty Austin, everybody was there. And we hold hand, and we don't want to see each other like this close, but at least we can dedicate music. So we did that. And
Very powerful.
I dedicated my song Deep Blue as a solo. And then I flew back to Japan next day for my little one, had an examination for the elementary school and important interview with the parents. So I flew back there, but that was very special. And then when sorry, long story.
That's okay.
So when we had March 11th, the artist contacted me. So you gave us the prayer and the music for the 9/11, and this is the time we want to do for you, your country. So they invited me for the special event they did in LA for Japan. And it was really exchange of the energy and love and the support.
Yes.
So it was sad happening.
Yes.
But still, those events made us to think about how to live and what's important and all these things.
Yes.
To
yes.
us to remind and what's important.
Yes, absolutely. Tragedy is painful, but the beauty in tragedy is it breaks our heart open to love more.
Right.
And to create more and to be more. And it's not that we want tragedy, but what happened in Paris, what's happening all around the world, if we can see those events as important break open events, that we become more.
Right.
And we become more loving and more compassionate and more at peace.
And we should think about we are just one.
Yes.
One love,
Yes.
all connected, just life. We are human beings.
Does she sound familiar? She sounds like somebody I know.
Oh, my
Yes.
gosh.
Which is why I'm giving you Dr. Marissa's Beneficial Presence on the Planet Award. And I don't give it to all my guests, but you absolutely deserve it.
Thank you. Thank you. 谢谢.
Arigato.
Arigato.
And we have Keiko Matsui, the world-renowned keyboardist. And I want to go a little bit different now,
Okay.
since we've talked about peace, love, joy, and artistry, and talk about heritage and talk about differences. Wasn't planning on talking about this, but since we're both
Yes.
Asian, in case you thought I was Swedish, I know I have a little bit of blonde, but I'm actually Chinese with a dash of Mongolian. Keiko, you were born in
Tokyo, Japan.
Tokyo, Japan. And I did read as I was researching, you were the #1 Japanese performer. You broke records, the first Japanese this and the first Japanese that.
On the Billboard and
Yes, on Billboard and other things, and to win certain awards. Did you ever wish that you weren't, like you were just said that you were a great artist and not had the word Japanese in front of it? I don't know. You know what I'm talking about,
yes,
right?
yes.
So I mean, because I'm that way, right?
Yeah,
You-
like more global, right? I mean,
Yeah, you want to.
you don't.
Why say that? The first black artist or the first. Rarely do they say white, but that whole thing around diversity, and we've been talking about planet patriotism instead of country patriotism, because when
Right.
we keep saying U.S. is the best or my country's better than yours, we get into trouble,
Right.
right? So just your take on that.
Well,
It wasn't one of the questions I prepared you with,
Yeah.
but
where to start? Well, because from my experience,
Yes.
more and more I get to know about myself, being in different country, and like sometime I was in Siberia, Russia, Ukraine, Lithuania, Poland, Azerbaijan, all these different countries, or South Africa. And then more and more I know about myself, and I discovered more love towards Japan. At the same time, I discovered myself, how I am Japanese, spiritually very related to animism, which is Japanese kind of believe in everything has a soul, spirit.
Yes.
Like this desk or a keyboard, we cannot put
Kill.
my feet on a keyboard, that kind of thing.
okay.
But that kind of respect and special thing is inside of me. But at the same time, I feel that I don't. How to say? Yeah.
Say it in Japanese.
I feel. Yeah, I mean, when I was touring in Russia with a Ukrainian manager whose parents is Russian and Ukrainian, and also my band is from Holland and America or Brazil, then for me there is no borders, and really just we are living human being on this earth. So that's why I think some certain way of business or some certain people needs to categorize
Right.
genre or the nationalism or religion. They want to name it. But
Right.
for me, doesn't matter. Like,
Right,
yeah.
right.
And if we take out that
Yes.
kind of
Yes,
thing, then
yes.
I think we can bring in more peace.
Yes.
I think.
So there's the solution. So my question after that was, how do we get to world peace? So
Yes.
so you just answered that. If we can focus, if I can paraphrase here, see if I
Thank you.
understood
You speak better English
No,
than
no.
me.
Well, you speak better Japanese than me.
Of course.
Yes.
Shall I? Yeah.
And there's one of the things, I live in a country that has such low tolerance for anything that isn't like us. And we don't get to world peace when we don't like anything that's different. The way we get to world peace is to look for that which binds us, which is what you were just talking about, not that which separates us.
Right.
Right? Music is a great example of something that binds us, transcends all borders, transcends all differences, which is why I'm going to start having more musicians, because I think you guys get it. You musicians understand what it takes to come together. You transcend the differences through a common language, and that common language.
And I think
is music.
we musicians are so lucky because we can experience. Yeah,
Firsthand and very intimately.
grateful.
Yeah, I'm grateful for the example, and I'm grateful that I get to dabble in a little of it as well. Yeah. So you wanted to show a couple of other of your albums. So this one, what's your favorite song on here? Let's see. You've got Secret Pond. Let me see which ones. Awakening is my favorite on this album.
Oh, really?
So
Thank you.
how did Awakening? That's a great word. How did that come up?
There are lots of behind the story.
Yes,
but
yes.
Before this album was born, I had many hardship, and I restart thinking like how to live and how I want to live. And then I found that you are the producer of your life and whole life.
Yes.
And you are the creator of the life, your life.
Yes.
So that's why.
Do you also study Abraham
Abraham
Hicks? Abraham Hicks, because we create our own reality.
Oh.
I was scared that was going to be another synchronous connection
no,
with us. No,
just,
okay, but
by awakening, I just discovered those words, and I named the title "The Road." ... Not the road. ... Because our road continues, even on this earth or another planet. Just we are the creator, and you are the producer of your life.
Yes.
So that's important, and don't let
any circumstances get in the way of that creation. No matter what the hardship was.
Thank you.
I just wrote about this in my Live, Love, Laugh, Learn newsletter.
Really?
I swear. I was just inspired to do it. Usually it takes me a little while to get going. And on Thanksgiving Sunday night, I said, you know what? I just got this inspiration to write about it, and I wrote about pain. And the value of pain in our lives to expand us open.
I wrote.
You wrote that song for me?
Yeah, but I wrote about the peace, and the universe and God didn't make us and the nature. They God and the universe made this beautiful earth and us human being to us to cherish the love and the light and this environment.
Yes.
So we have to live for that, and we have to focus that.
Yes.
I wrote that.
You did.
Oh my gosh.
There you go. There you go. Another dovetail.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. It's and it's interesting. I actually had, Rick O'Barry. Have you ever heard of Rick O'Barry? He's the guy, the dolphin activist. He was on my show who's saving the dolphins that were being slaughtered in Tai Chi in Japan.
Okay.
You know about that, right?
Yes, I heard about that.
Yeah. So that he's absolutely singing your song because his whole message is what are we doing to who we live with on the planet. So not just dolphins and I love the fact that I think we're finally waking up on the planet to this understanding.
Right.
This is our home, right? And our job is to leave this planet a little better than we found it. Yes.
And we see sad things on this planet, but now I think this is good time to us to awakening and to let other people to feel this.
Yes.
So it is, I think, great era.
Isn't it a great era?
I think so.
I feel that too.
I feel too.
That's why we're here. That we picked this time to come.
Yeah.
It's an
I'm
amazing
glad I meet
time.
you again in this time.
Yes.
Really, this stage of my life.
Me too. I know. I love the way my show, I get like best friends from this show, right? Dawn Wells, Marianne from Gilligan's Island is now a friend of mine.
Oh, really?
Well, I'll have to introduce you. She loves your music too.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Great.
Yeah, it's great. So we're almost out of time. Let me see what questions. I think I only asked you like 3 questions out of the 15 that I was going to ask you.
Thank you for homework.
Yes, I know.
Kidding.
So much of that. So what advice would you give to anyone who would like to become a musician? So I have a lot of clients who say, I've always wanted to learn the piano, you know, but it's too late. And I say, it's never too late.
Right.
You can always learn. But people who are aspiring, I have a lot of listeners who are musicians and they want to be a musician. What advice would you give them?
Well, of course, the basic practice is important, but I think more than that, I think if you found your uniqueness or your passion towards something, and just keep holding that and belief, and that's important. And of course, there are so many people surround you, but I think. I mean, I was telling myself too. Now I can say that, but there you have the freedom of the choice.
Yes.
So just listen to your inner self and with your instincts. I think you will select the best of best out of best, and just to dedicate from the soul. I really, really want to put my soul for every notes, and. Some the one promoter in Europe, he wrote me a letter after my performance over there, and he said, musician plays music, but Keiko draw the art. So I was, wow.
That's beautiful.
So it was beautiful, and I thank him for that word.
Yes.
And I was so honored. To receive that award.
Yes. Well, then I'm going to say something that I didn't say at the top of the show. When I listen to your music, I am transported to a place of creativity, of peace, of love, of fun, and of mastery.
Oh, wow.
That's what happens when I listen to your music.
Oh, thank
when
you
I'm
very
writing,
much.
I put on Pandora, Keiko Matsui, and all of your music comes up, and it inspires me. And you have a real gift, and I love the fact that I get to be front row and center literally on Friday at your concert. So please do join me and Keiko and your 2 Cuban that's a story I'm sure in itself that we don't have time for, just how you found them. How did you find them?
Actually, I booked the show, and I knew I was going to do acoustic band. Then I went to Japan for just a few days or something, and my friend Bob James' concert I went to as a friend, and then I saw Cerritos on the stage and just loved his song. So after the show, I went backstage and please give me your phone number. First time I asked.
First time you asked a guy for their phone number.
Thank you. I had hesitation to say the whole sentence.
Is he single?
No, he's married.
Oh,
but
okay.
I felt that was fate, really, and a great fate. We found a chemical between all of us.
That's
and
great.
We will invite cellist John. He's great artist too. So we 4 of us. Will be on the stage.
And it's it's unique music that you've never ever heard before, right? Because it's coming from spirit and coming through your soul,
original
and all original. So again, JACCC.org or Google Keiko Matsui Los Angeles, and you'll see the concert. And then put in promo code Dr. Marissa, Marissa, and you'll get $5 off. And I'll see you there at the concert. And that's all the time we have.
Oh, thank you so much.
Oh, it's just been wonderful. And
to
you
talk
can
to
carry
you.
your giant beneficial presence of the planet award off out of the studio.
It's heavy though.
But thank you so much. It's
Thank
been
you
truly a blessing.
very much.
I know, isn't that great?
And I hope you enjoyed that interview as much as I did, as one of my occupational hazards of being a talk show host is gathering really wonderful people as friends. And as promised for the Asian Oprah giveaway, here's how you can win the pair of tickets. Go to drmarissa.life and in the subject line, put jazz. That's the key word to win the Asian Oprah giveaway. A pair of tickets to see Keiko Matsui at the Cerritos Performing Arts Center, February 25th. And for those of you who don't know, I was actually introduced to Oprah as the Asian Oprah by Michael Bernard Beckwith, and that's how I got the wonderful honorable moniker, and that's why you get stuff called the Asian Oprah giveaway. I hope you enjoyed show number 613. We'll see you tomorrow. This is Dr. Marissa reporting live from her loving room, reminding you that it's all about balance. Peace in, peace out, world peace through inner peace. Go forth and multiply the goodness that you are, and have the best day ever. See you tomorrow.